All right, we're back. We're fixing to cut the pattern out on the box. And what I'm going to do is I'm in through this line right here. And what we're going to do is we're going to cut the box out. And then we're going to swap the blades out. And then we'll cut the back of the box off. And then we'll come back and cut all the drawers out. And speaking of blades, what I have on here is a 1/4 inch Jet brand bandsaw blade. And this bandsaw that I'm using is the Jet 14 SFX. I just got it a couple weeks ago. This is actually my first time using a 1/4 inch blade. I think it'll make the turns perfectly fine. I'm hoping it will, because it's the smallest blade I got. And previously with my other cuts, I haven't done a ton of cuts, but I had been using a 5/8 blade. Just wanted to throw that out there. So we're going to cut this template out. I hope that the template stays glued to the box. That's all I got to say, because it seemed like it was trying to come up and I had to put a little glue right there and a little glue right here. So all right, I'm going to turn on the dust collection, so it's going to be loud. Got some pretty neat looking shapes out of after we cut the box portion out. If we want to look at these shapes, I might be able to, might be able to do something with them. That looks kind of cool. Maybe just some desk art or something like that. I don't know. It's got a pretty nice little weave to it. That's just how my brain works. And then we got these two shapes right here. I don't know what we'll do with them, but you never know. So everything's looking pretty good. I'd say it turned out pretty dang good. There's not a ton of sand mark or saw marks. It looks pretty smooth. You know, I mean, it's only going to be so smooth with a bandsaw. I take that back. There is quite a few saw marks over here. I don't know if you saw on that one side. I think it was this side maybe. That I had to back it up and start again because I was coming too far off the line. But I will say this: if you've never used a bandsaw before, it's a new experience. Or if you've never used if you've never cut a tight radius on a bandsaw before, it's a new experience. I will tell you this: it seems like instead of pushing the wood and trying to maneuver it over the line, it seems to be easier to push the wood and actually turn it at the same time, and that will cause the blade to go where you want it. And I wasn't pushing hard at all. I was pushing very lightly, and you saw how it cut through there. And like I said, this is a 1/4 inch blade. I don't have the I forget what it's called. It's I forget who makes it, but it's with the thinner blades you can get the setup to where it takes the two side rollers off on the top and bottom and just puts one roller right here. that has a groove in it, that it rides on the groove and it lets the blade twist and turn. But I didn't really have any issues with the blade twisting and turning. In other words, it cut out pretty easily, and I'm happy with the results. Let's give you a nice look at it right there. That is going to be a neat looking bandsaw box, if I might say so myself. I'm actually making this for someone. I remember the first time I heard the word bandsaw box, I was like, what in the world is that? And it's pretty cut and dry. It's a box that you can pretty much, or you can actually only make on the bandsaw, because you have to cut out so much of the interior. And I don't know why I was talking about following the grain when I first started cutting. I guess I just got a little ahead of myself. We're actually going to only follow the grain when we come in for this second cut around here. Yep. All right, so I'm going to put the 5/8 blade on so I can cut a straighter line when I cut the back of the box off. That's what we need to do next, is cut the back off. We're probably going to do a 1/4 inch. I'd say about half of it. Yeah, probably about half of this this last seam right here. And yeah, so we'll cut that off, and then we can start cutting the drawers out. I'm pretty stoked about that. All right, we're back. We're about to cut the back off of the bandsaw box. Actually, as you can see, my bandsaw table looks a little bit different. I had to clamp this piece of melamine down to it, because as you know, the table itself right in the middle has a crack, and because of the shape of this box, I was doing a couple test runs without the blade running, just making sure it was going to slide good, and it kept getting caught on that crack, and that was going to cause issues with, you know, if the blade was running and moving it around, you know, just jacking everything all to hell. So what I've done is I put this piece of melamine on there, and as you can see, it slides really good on the melamine, and I think it will be perfect. Let me adjust this a little bit. So I might end up cutting this melamine down to fit a little better on this table. That way, if I ever have to do it again, I don't have to go through all it. You know, I don't have to find a piece of wood to block up this side and all that good stuff. So, everything looks good. Looks pretty good, pretty good. We're actually going to cut right at 3/8 of an inch off. That's just the number I chose. I think you can do 1/4 inch. You can do however much you want. Obviously, with any bandsaw box, the more you cut off the back, the shallower your drawers are going to be when you pull them out. So, you know, 1/8 of an inch, 1/4 inch, whatever you want to do. Me personally, I wouldn't go below 1/8 or a 1/4 inch. I like to have a nice little thick piece on the back. It just seems logical to me. All right, so let me get my push stick. I guess I really don't need a push stick. All right, here we go. All right, we got a perfect little piece here. Let's see what way this goes. Goes like this right here. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna mark the inside and outside of this. That way we know exactly how to glue this up, and it should match up pretty good because of the saw marks. So, and we'll have to do some sanding, I'm sure. All right, well, that's that right there. Now I'm going to get set up to cut the drawers out. We'll be back.